Aloha gang, Dr.Russ Rosen here, and we're going to wait just a moment to make sure that it's actually gone live like it's supposed to. So I'm going to go ahead and check over here, and there's always that delay, so I'm going to wait and just see and make sure because sometimes it doesn't go live. Okay, we're live. Fantastic. Okay, gang, Dr. Russ Rosen, and I help natural healthcare providers like you thrive in a care versus care, true optimal health model. We're here 3 Tuesdays a month, 1:30 California time. If you want to dive deeper into any of these subjects, just put club below. I'll give you a free month in the club where we meet on Thursdays for an entire hour in Zoom. We have conversations. We dive really, really deep into these subjects. And it's really inexpensive to do so, but I'll give you a free month in there to try it out. And if you've been following what we've been doing, the last call, we finished up 3 months worth of certainty and communications, consult, exam, report of findings, daily interaction, re-exam, re-report, how to deal with difficult patients, questions, and statements. Now we're starting a new 3-month series. This 3-month series is on how to run a business and build a dream team. By the way, I forgot, if you're here right now live, please say aloha to me. And I'm going to get through this wrap, then I'll check. If you have any questions along the way, let me know. And also, if you're watching the video at a different time and you're not live, and you have any questions, go ahead and post. And you'd be amazed. I absolutely respond 100% of the time. Okay, assuming I see them. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how do we run a business and build a dream team. Now, the reality is I know that you want to help as many people as possible. You want to get the best results you possibly can. Hopefully, you want to make a lot of money in the process. And you want to have a lot of fun, a lot of ease, and an enjoyable life. But the reality is, so many of us don't know how to run a business and we don't know how to build a dream team. And therefore, it can make it very difficult for us to reach our potential and therefore serve our purpose. Very few of us learn this in school. In fact, I'm going to suggest if you went to chiropractic school, nobody learned this in school. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about what a team is, how to get the team on board. We're going to talk about how to install an operating system to fix the problems so we can not only help people, but our businesses can thrive. Over the next 3 months, we're going to look at how to hire. We're going to look at bonus systems, performance appraisal systems, how to train, how to run meetings, how to do talks, flow and growth, associates, all kinds of different things that we'll be diving into. So the first thing today on running a business is, and building a dream team, is we need to look at a new version of what teams are. Okay, things are different nowadays. So quick overview. Step 1, we need to get our team on board philosophically. Step 2, do they actually want to grow the practice? If they don't really want to grow the practice, they can dig their heels in the ground and cause you a lot of misery. You'll never grow. And the third one is, how do I set and achieve meaningful objectives? Okay. So I want you to think of this as an operating system. Let's say on your computer you have Word and you have PowerPoint and you have QuickBooks and whatever else you use. If you don't have an operating system, you can't use those. If you don't have a good operating system, we can't integrate those. Things don't play nicely together and we have all kinds of errors and bugs and problems. What I'm going to be asking you to install into your practice is an operating system. And that's what we're going to be looking at over this next 3 months. One of the things I ask you to read, if you're in the mood, is the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. There's a wonderful one for chiropractors with my old brother, Frank Stravinsky, who has passed, bless his heart. I don't know if there's ones for acupuncturists and osteopaths, and I think there's one for dentists and construction workers and blah, 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 but whatever. it's there for you, and I can't recommend enough that you read the book. So much of what I do, I've based on this series of books from Michael Gerber. Um, so the first thing I want to look at is the intent to get your team to grow the practice. Now, if you don't have staff members, it's okay. I work with a lot of doctors who don't. They just don't want to, and that's fine. But in the book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, he talks about, regardless, each person, and if it's only you, has 3 different hats. They have a CEO hat, they have a manager hat, and they have a technician hat. So you as a doctor, you have the CEO hat of running the business, the visionary. The manager, you manage everything in relationship to what you do. You might manage your staff, etc. And then you're the technician when you're with your patients. So I want to expose you to these concepts so that you can start to run a business in a different way. So a dream team it's a group of people who work together as a team. They support each other to do their very best. They're a group of people who are well-trained, highly motivated, and passionate about growing the practice. Does that sound like your team? If you're by yourself, does that sound like you? Are you doing the front desk role? Are you doing the accounting role? Are you doing the marketing role? If not, you have people that are doing these things. If you have people that are doing these things, I want them all working together, rowing together. Okay? So our goal is to help, our goal as the team is to help grow the practice so we can serve more people, make more money, save more lives, have more fun. And I know that it sounds counterintuitive. Many of us have grown and it sucked the life out of us, and then we just didn't ever want to do that again. But if you have the right systems in place and you grow, you can actually have more fun, serve more people, make more money, and enjoy yourself and have less stress. I promise you, you can do that. My basic rule of thumb is this: we want to serve more people in less time, getting as good or better results with less stress. That's my rule of thumb. So in the book, Michael Gerber talks about 75% of startup businesses in the United States go under within the first year. 85% of franchises are still in business 5 years later. Why is that? Is that because McDonald's burger is better than mom and pop burger? Probably never. But what does McDonald's have that mom and pop don't have? Systems. They have systems. And that's what my whole program is all about. It's the 5 systems to help you grow. This is system 2, how to run a business and build a dream team. So if you follow the right systems, you will get amazing results. It is simple as that. Now, as far as teams goes, I've seen weak doctors and weak staff. They don't do well. I've seen great doctors and weak staff. They usually don't do too well. I've seen great team, great staff, and okay doctors. They tell me so, right? Bell curve, everybody can't be the best. Like they'll tell you, like I'm not the best out there, but they got a great team and they do really well. What I want for you is that you have a great team and you're a great doctor and you'd be amazed at what happens. All right, so let's take a look at the first 3 steps. Step 1, get the team philosophically on board. Now there's headspace and procedures. I'm always looking at headspace and procedures. So the headspace component to get the team philosophically on board is to make sure that they see things the way you do. We want to help people get healthy, stay healthy, and have the best life possible. This is how we go about doing that. So if you want to take a look at, if you go to the guidance section, you will see the class we did on certainty. Go through that. That helps us get our head in the right place. Who are you? What do you do? Why do you do what you do? What don't you do? Why don't you do those things? Can you clearly explain what it is you do? I help people get healthy, stay healthy, and have the best life possible. Can you clearly explain how you accomplish that? Well, I use these techniques, and I explain it this way. Real simple. A sentence or 2. I use this neuroemotional technique for these reasons. I use nutrition for these reasons. I use did I say neuroemotional work? For these reasons. I use specific therapies, shockwave, PMF, whatever, for these reasons. Can you articulate that, and can they articulate that? They must be on board with your mission. If they don't serve their mission by serving your mission, they will be unhappy. They won't be on board with you. So if their mission is to go save the rainforest, they're not going to be able to do that in your practice, most likely. But if their mission is to help be a part of a team to help save lives, to help improve lives, to make the world a better place, they can serve their mission by serving your mission. Okay, hope that makes sense from a headspace perspective. Now, as far as the procedural component, go through these next series of classes that we're going to do. Read the E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Again, we'll be talking about this entire process over the next several weeks. Now, step 2 is, do they actually want to grow the practice? You'd be surprised. I didn't recognize this until my girlfriend, who became my wife, ran my front desk. Wow. Was I surprised to hear what other staff members were saying? I really thought we were all on board. We weren't always all on board. I was shocked. So, do they really want to grow the practice? Does growing the practice just mean more work to them? Do they not see the value of it? Is it not serving their mission? So, that's an important piece of the puzzle. The other piece of the puzzle is if they're stressed. If they feel stress, they can't sustain growth, right? So we just take a look at this. This is the amount of ease, tools, skill level, and time that you have. And this is, your workload. So if you have more work to do than you have time, or you don't have the right technology, you're going to be stressed out. If you have all the time in the world and very little to do, you're going to be bored. I want them in the zone. I want to be in the zone. But you cannot sustain growth by being stressed. If they are stressed and you start to grow, they will dig their heels in the ground. They will tell you, they'll yes you, but they'll do all kinds of things to make sure that you don't grow. And you'll never know it. You'll never know what's happening. Trust me. Okay, so number 3. How do we set and achieve meaningful objectives? We have the team on board. They want to grow the practice. Nobody is stressed. How do I set objectives and actually achieve them? Well, there is a lot to this. We use a very particular business frame that Rick Sapio, who was a business coach of mine, allows me to use. And we're going to be going into great detail about all of this in the club. So if you're interested, put club below. I'll give you a free month and you can experience that. We'll be doing it Thursday. But in the business frame, we're very clear from way up here. What is our mission, vision, and purpose? What are the values? Because we do values-based decision making. What's the strategy? How are we going to do this? And it must be related to purpose. How are we going to grow? How do we accomplish it? Who is our niche market? How do we market? So who's our niche? What is the sticky message that would interest them? And then how do we get the message in front of them? All of this must be in line if it's going to work. Then we have to learn how to manage by objectives. I don't want to manage by abdication. Okay, in 90 days, I want you to do this. I'll see you in 90 days. I don't want to micromanage. That doesn't work, right? I want to manage by objectives. We'll be talking a lot more about this in the club. So if you would like to jump in and experience that one, and I have recorded all the other ones that we've done, just put club below. I'll give you a free month. And there's no contract or anything if you do decide to stay. If you would like our goals program, it's a beefy goals program. Go ahead and put goals below and I'll send that to you for free. If you're going to grow a practice, you need to have great stat sheets. I have 2 stat sheets, which will boggle your mind. They're so wonderful. Just put stat sheet below, and I'll go ahead and send that to you. If you recognize that you want to thrive in a care versus scare true optimal health model, if you want to help people get healthy and stay healthy for a lifetime versus just taking care of their pain, masking their symptoms while they rot to death, then spend some time with me. Get on a call with me. Get clear about where you're at, where you want to get to, and see if we're a great match. So if you know other folks that you think could find value, please let them know. I'm going to go ahead and check right now and see if anybody said aloha. No, and no questions. Okay. So I hope you found value in this. Please let other people know. As always, much love and aloha. Bye, gang.